Hey friends, it's Carrie from Stretch Cheat. It's leg day Monday and I have to apologize. I'm a little behind schedule because my sister had a baby and I'm a new aunt, and that's super exciting, but it kind of totally cut into my video time. So I figured you guys wouldn't mind, but since I'm super excited and in such a great mood, I'm putting together a special video for you guys today. It's still leg day, but this one's an actual workout, and I think you're really gonna love it. So what we're gonna do today is start off a 4-part series for stretching your entire body. If you are totally new to stretching, or stretching totally intimidates you, or you're like, I am the most inflexible person in the entire earth, and you're like, I want to get started, but I'm feeling really anxious about it. So what I'm going to do is walk you through just 4 simple Ki-Hara stretches today that work together as a team. These 4 stretches all work together. So we're going to do the 4 stretches, and then we're going to come back and do all 4 stretches again. And the way these stretches work together, they actually help you to gain more mobility as you do them as a group. It's pretty cool. So we're going to do these 4 stretches as a group in very small ranges of motion, so that you don't have to be like a contortionist to do these stretches. I actually expect you to have very little range of motion, and I'm going to work in really small ranges of motion today because it's just as beneficial for me in small ranges as it is in big ranges. So check it out. I think you're really going to love this video. If you're one of my subscribers, thanks a lot. You guys are really helping me to get the word out about Ki-Hara, so keep up the good work. And those of you who have not subscribed yet, click that little button over there, because it helps me to get this message out even more and reminds you to stretch. So click that button. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. You are starting a whole new journey. We do a different type of stretching here called Ki-Hara Resistance Stretching. It's phenomenal, and it will totally change how you view mobility in general. You need to know a few things before you start doing this method though, so I've created a little video. I'll put the link right above me. It's that little gray box, and it says watch first, Ki-Hara rules. You'll want to watch that video first if you've never done this type of stretching before, and make sure that you understand the principles to what we're doing here. So just take a little detour, watch that movie, and come back to this one later. Okay, so we're going to start off with a stretching your hamstrings, and you're going to need a rope for this one. So I just have, this is a sailing rope. I've tied both ends together, but you don't even have to do that. Just like a rope or a belt or a towel or a sheet or just something that you can grab the ends on and wrap your foot around. That's all you need. They sell all sorts of like yoga straps or like these stretching belts that have like loops in them. I'll see if I can find some and put them down in the description below. So if you want to order something a little more fancy, you can just click on that link and order. But you don't want to use stretchy resistance bands. So make sure that whatever rope you choose is like a strong rope that doesn't have any give to it. Okay? All right, so you're going to lay on your mat. Now, if you watched the video already about Ki-Hara rules, you know that you're going to resist and move, right? And if anything hurts, you don't do anything that hurts. So just stop if it hurts, and we can revisit it after we've done a few of these stretches. We're going to start off with the rope around your right foot, and I'm holding it with my right hand. I like to have a little hold on it, and I'm going to bring my leg up towards my body, and then turn my knee open. So you see the windows are behind me here. My knee is actually turning diagonally towards the windows, or like towards this plant. And I'm going to kick my heel down, and as I kick down, my arm is resisting. And then I'm going to use my arm to pull it up, and then I'm going to kick down for strength, and I'm going to pull up for stretch. And you only go in the range that feels good to you. So if this is all you've got, that's fine. If you have more range and you feel like you really want to open it up, that's fine too. You just have to make sure that you continue to resist the entire time. You should feel the stretch in the inner part of your hamstring. If you don't, make note of what you feel. You might even want to write it down or write it in the comments so you don't forget. So kick down for strength and pull up for stretch. We're going to do about 5 or 6 repetitions of each stretch and then switch sides. So now I'm going to put this rope around my left leg. Give it a few turns here. And I'm going to kick it down for strength and pull up for stretch. And again, you just move in the range that feels good. Make sure that your heel is always trying to kick down and your arm is always trying to pull up. And you just go back and forth just like that. Again, if this feels painful, stop. You should feel it in your hamstring on the inner part of your leg, kind of almost inner thigh. If you feel anything in your knees or like in the outside of your hip here, you can stop doing the stretch and we'll come revisit it later, so don't even worry about it. Again, small ranges of motion are fine, so if you're just moving this far, that's fine. If you're moving bigger because you have that range, that's okay too, all right? And now let's switch to a stretch for your quads. So get rid of your rope. Bring your right leg up and grab behind your leg with both hands and let your arms come out completely straight. This will put your femur perpendicular to your body and perpendicular to the floor. So you don't want to be too far in like this, but actually pretty far out. Put your left leg on top of your leg, of your right leg, and kick up for strength, and pull down for stretch. So you go up for strength, my right leg is winning, my left leg is fighting, and down for stretch. Now if you're tight, you might just move in this range, and that's okay. What you're gonna feel here is a burn in your quads. It'll be right here in the front of your leg, you'll feel it really burn, and that's great. If you feel anything different than that, like if you feel your knee, if you feel the front of your shin, if you feel cramping anywhere, just go ahead and stop. And we'll revisit this one later. About 5 or 6, and then switch sides. So now I'm gonna hold my left leg behind with both hands. I'm gonna let it open up a little bit. I'm gonna kick up with my left leg and fight with my right leg. The left leg will win, and then my right leg wins. And it's a tug of war between the two, so they're resisting the whole time. There should be tension between your left foot and your right foot all the time. And again, 5 or 6. Whew. A burn in your quad, and then we'll move on. Now take your rope and wrap it around your right foot, but hold the rope in your left hand and find a place where your leg can be straight. Now from here, you're going to kick down as far as your body will let you go, and a little bit at an angle to the right. So it's almost like you're trying to kick the right side of the floor next to your mat. Then you're going to use your left arm to pull up, and notice how I'm actually pulling my arm up. That pulls my leg up over my left ear. Kick down to the right, and kick up to the left. So it's kind of like if your head was due north, you're like southwest and northeast. And again, if your range is not that far, you can move this much. But what you want is to still be on that diagonal across your body. And if anything feels bad, just stop and skip it. It's okay. We'll move on, we'll come back to them later. And then go ahead and switch sides. You'll bring your left leg in, grab the rope in your right hand, kick down towards the left side of your mat, and then pull up over your right ear. You're gonna resist the entire time, so if the rope slipped, your leg would fly down, and your arm pulls you back up. So you kick down for strength, and then notice how my arm is moving from my shoulder joint. It's like I'm leading from my elbow. That makes sure that you're resisting and not just holding the rope really tight. Sometimes people just hold the rope tight, like it'll look like this, they're holding the rope tight, and then they move their leg, but they're not actually pulling their leg. The leg's doing all the work. You want your arm to do the work to pull your leg up, and your leg is fighting the whole time. Again, small ranges of motion, totally fine, okay? Now let's move into our groin stretch. So for this one, you're going to come up into a seated position. Bring your feet together in a place where you feel really comfortable. So like, if your feet are really far apart, or really far away from your body, like way out here, that's okay, but see how I can sit in this position? So you want to be in a place where you can sit. If you can't sit with your legs like this, then you're going to have to come up with another variation, and it could be that you just need to sit on some pillows or a block or something. So I have a massage table right here, and I'm just going to bring it down. This gives me some extra space. And just sitting like this, it could be a cushion, it could be a pillow. This will actually make it so that you can sit upright and have your knees out and your feet together, okay? So if I'm sitting up like this, I'm just gonna put my hands on my knees, and I'm going to squeeze together with my legs, and I'm going to use my arms to push me open. So you squeeze in for strength and open for stretch. If you're on the floor, it would look like this. You might need to use your forearms instead because of the distance. You could even lean forward into the stretch. But it doesn't matter how far you go. And I want to make sure that you understand this, that you're not forcing yourself down to the floor. You're actually working within the range of motion that your body knows it's safe and feels comfortable. So if you're pushing up this much, and that's all you can do today, that's okay. What you want to notice is, do you feel the stretch in your inner thighs, or do you feel it somewhere else? And if you feel it somewhere else, then write it down in the comments so you don't forget, and then we can come back later and see if it's changed, okay? All right, so we've done our 4 stretches. We did medial hamstring, we did our quad stretch, we did our lateral hamstring, and we did our groin stretch. Now we're gonna go back to these 4 stretches and see if we've changed anything, okay? So if you wrote down somewhere what you were feeling in a stretch, especially if you're like, this doesn't feel very good, then you'll notice that something may be different. And if you wrote in the comments that like, I feel this in my quad, then go back and reply to your own comment and say, now I feel it here, and see if it feels different, okay? All right, so let me get this guy out of the way. And we're gonna go back to our medial hamstring stretch. So you'll lay on your back, wrap the rope around your right foot, grab it with your hand a few times. We got it wrapped around my hand. My knee is gonna open up towards the windows. I'm going to kick down for strength, and I'm going to pull up for stretch. And down for strength, and up for stretch. Now remember, you can go in the range that feels good to you. It could be just this much, that's okay. Usually what people notice is that they feel more in control. They feel like they can wrap their brain around the stretch a little more. They don't feel so scared, maybe a little bit more range of motion. Maybe a deeper stretch or a feeling of stretch in the right place. It should be right here. Now, if you still don't feel the stretch in the right place, then you may need to do a little extra work, a little problem solving. And I have a problem solving video that I'll link right up here. It's a little gray box, and it'll say medial hamstring problem solving. Click on that video, and there are a couple extra stretches that you can do to actually open up this very specific stretch. Hopefully it's working for you, but if it's not, go ahead and check out that video and see if you can make some more gains that way. All right, and then we're gonna go back to our quad stretch. So now my right leg's on the bottom and my left leg's on top. Make sure you hold your right leg with both hands, because if you don't, the stretch is gonna go into a different place because you'll have to use different muscles just to get your leg to stabilize. So use your arms to hold you up, resist with both hands, push up with your right leg and down with your left leg. And you should feel your quads working. Quads are this big muscle right in the front of your thigh. And so it's up and down for stretch. Up for strength and down for stretch. You should feel a nice burn through your quad. Now again, if you notice something different, or you feel it in your quad now and you didn't before, put that in the comments. Let's switch sides. So you're gonna hold your left leg and push up for strength and down for stretch. Now, if on either of these stretches you don't feel like you've made any progress, then you're going to want to do some deeper work. So problem solving video is right above your head, right up here, I guess above my head. It'll say quad problem solving, right there. Go ahead and click it, go to that video, check that one out, and come back to this one later. All right, and now we're ready for lateral hamstring. So you'll put the rope around your right foot and hold it with your left hand. Kick down like you're trying to kick the floor beside your mat on the right side, and pull up, leading with your elbow, pulling up over your head to pull your leg over your left shoulder. Down for strength and up for stretch. And it's okay if you only go this far. Only go in the range that feels good to you. You should feel this on the outer part of your hamstring. It could go all the way to your foot. That'd be okay. And if you don't feel that, if you haven't made any gains in this one, then check out the problem solving video for lateral hamstring. It's right there. Resistance stretching is kind of like a choose your own adventure novel. So we start in one place, but then you go in the direction that you need to go in to open your body up, because your body's different than everybody else's body. So you need to do what feels best for you. And that may mean that this is not the video for you, but that's the video for you. So click that video. Lateral hamstring problem solving, If you've lost the link already, you can either back up or just look at, see that little eye in the corner? That will open up all the videos for you. So click on that link, on that little eye, and all those videos will open up. Down for strength and up for stretch. And again, move in the range that feels good. So it's okay if you're just moving this much, but you want to stay out of pain. So if anything feels bad, just don't go that far. Or check out the problem solving video, of course. Problem solving is kind of the answer to everything. And now, one more stretch. Let's go to our groin stretch. So you'll come up into a seated position. Bring your feet together. Feel free to use that, like the cushions before. Just sit up on those cushions if you need to. Bring your forearms or your hands to your knees. Push in for strength and open up for stretch. And you just go back and forth like that. Feel free to bring your legs further out if you need to. Feel free to bring them further in if you need to. You should feel this stretch on your inner thighs, high, like close to your groin area. And if you still don't feel a stretch there, or if it still doesn't feel good, or if you feel something different, like in the outside of your hips, or like pinching really high up in the front right here, then click this link above that says groin problem solving video. You guys, this video is like 6 videos in one. It's kind of awesome. You can thank my sister for having a baby. This is what happy Aunt Carrie looks like. So exciting. And so you all get tons of stretches. It's very good. Okay, my friends, that's it for today. On Wednesday, we're going to do an entire other routine for your arms. A very simple routine for people who are intimidated by arm shoulder mobility. So don't worry if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm the most inflexible person. Hopefully you feel a little bit more motion now, or you understand a little bit more about what your body's going through, and that you just have some blockages that need to be removed. It's not impossible, you guys. There's hope, I promise. So let me know in the comments how this video made you feel. Make sure that you check in for episode 2 of this very easy flexibility workout. Once it's up, I'll try to put it in the in one of these boxes around me. They come up at the end. It'll be out on Wednesday if you're watching this in real time, or you can look. I'll make a playlist of these videos, of course, so you'll have them easy to find on my channel. Okay? So give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment below, share this with people you know, and I will see you guys on Wednesday for Arm Day. Have a good one.